Welcome to Hatman Strikes Back Daily Boxing News. Where is Daniel Dubois? That's a question that a lot of boxing fans have been asking themselves since he pulled out of his world title fight with Joseph Parker last week. He appears to have gone missing, and many boxing fans find this to be curious. Some would even go as far as calling it suspicious. There's all sorts of speculation going on. Some people have asked me directly on recent live streams what I think about this idea that Daniel Dubois has actually failed a PED test. And that's the reason he pulled out of the fight. And this whole notion that he's sick is just a cover story. Ever since Dubois started going on holiday in Brazil, people have been saying, well, that's where he's getting his PEDs, etc., etc. Now, look, I know as well as anyone that PEDs are rampant in boxing. I've got no doubt that there are cash cow fighters who are on PEDs and probably won't be caught because of corruption, allowing them to get away with what they're doing. Many boxing fans share this perception, and therefore, whenever a fighter pulls out of a contest or whenever they're away from the ring for a prolonged period of time, loads of fans start speculating that they're serving a silent ban or they've tested positive, etc. Now, while I don't dismiss the possibility of those things, it's also the case that boxing is a contact sport. And in a contact sport where you're doing training camps, you're pushing your body to the limit, genuine injuries are obviously going to happen. And fighters, just like anybody else, are also going to get sick. But boxing fans are so cynical. The way they act, it's as if fighters never get injured or never get sick, and that is always just a cover story for something sinister, which is obviously ridiculous, right? In fact, when fighters are pushing themselves very hard in training camps, it can actually start to weaken the immune system because the body's under so much stress and make you more susceptible to illnesses. Floyd Schofield, ostensibly, was ill and was pulled out of his fight with Shakur Stevenson. Apparently, after one of the previous Saudi shows, a lot of people who attended in the audience got ill. There was some kind of bug going around in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh at least. These things happen. Now, is it unusual for two fighters to be pulled out on fight week? Yes. So I understand people asking questions. But again, as well as all of the sinister possibilities, we also have to entertain the possibility that there's nothing sinister going on here whatsoever. Daniel Dubois might just genuinely have gotten ill. It happens. However, what I will say though, just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is that I saw this interview with his trainer, Don Charles, and he said something which appeared to contradict what had previously been said about the Daniel Dubois situation, and that was that Dubois' team pulled him out of the fight, not the British board. Because with Floyd Schofield, the board say that they pulled him out of the fight. They wouldn't allow him to continue due to advice from doctors. But in this interview, Don Charles says that it was Team Dubois that made the decision. It wasn't the board. That's an eyebrow raiser to me. Because again, in previous interviews with other members of Team Dubois, they had indicated that it was the board that had decided to prevent Dubois from going ahead with the fight. So in light of this, people are going to be really asking questions due to, conflicting information coming out of Team Dubois. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing suspicious per se about the team deciding to pull out, Dubois himself deciding to pull out, rather than the board stopping him from fighting. Don Charles said that the doctor recommended that Dubois didn't go ahead with the fight, but it was ultimately Dubois and his team's decision. If Dubois didn't feel good within himself, if he didn't feel strong, then he probably did the right thing. Again, assuming that this illness is the genuine reason. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. I know there's a load of people adamant that Dubois is on PEDs. It's like anyone muscular in boxing instantly gets accused of being on PEDs. You do realize that some people are naturally muscular, don't you? I've never taken a PED in my life, and I've always been naturally muscular. I've never even taken training supplements. Somebody in a recent live stream said, maybe that's why Dubois got good stamina because he's on PEDs. Well, he had good stamina from very early on in his career. It's not like his stamina was bad and then all of a sudden he packed on loads of muscle and got good stamina. No, he's always had good stamina. And bear in mind, Dubois has been training religiously since he was a kid. I've never seen Daniel Dubois out of shape. He's a pure athlete, like Alexander Usyk, for example. Now, again, I can't tell you that Daniel Dubois is definitely clean. That's not what I'm saying here. All I'm telling you is there's no smoking gun. Never has been. So anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I'm out.